The Springboks have delivered yet another statement performance on European soil, dismantling France 32-17 in Paris to further cement their position at the summit of world rugby. This commanding victory at the Stade de France not only showcased South Africa's continued dominance, but also extended their lead over New Zealand to a significant 1.71 ranking points, sending a clear message to the rest of the rugby world that the reigning world champions show no signs of relinquishing their grip on the #1 spot. What made this victory particularly impressive was the manner in which the Springboks controlled proceedings against a French side that has proven notoriously difficult to beat on home soil. France, now sitting in 5th position with 86.95 ranking points after dropping 0.86 points following this defeat, came into this match with high expectations and the backing of a passionate home crowd. However, the Springboks' tactical nous, physical dominance, and clinical finishing proved too much for Les Bleus to handle. This result continues South Africa's remarkable record in big matches and demonstrates why they remain the benchmark in international rugby. The timing of this victory is particularly significant as it comes during the autumn international window, a period when Northern Hemisphere teams typically have home advantage and are expected to challenge their Southern Hemisphere counterparts. Instead, the Springboks have once again proven that they can perform at the highest level regardless of location or conditions. Their ability to adapt their game plan and execute under pressure remains unmatched, and this latest triumph in Paris adds another impressive scalp to their collection of victories over Tier 1 nations. While the Springboks were busy dismantling France, their closest rivals New Zealand were also in action at Murrayfield, where they secured a 25-17 victory over Scotland. The All Blacks gained 0.36 ranking points from this win, maintaining their second-place position with 91.35 points. But the gap to South Africa has actually widened following both teams' victories. Scotland, who now sit 8th with 81.21 points after dropping 0.36 points, put up a spirited fight, but ultimately couldn't contain the attacking prowess of the All Blacks. This result keeps New Zealand firmly in the hunt for the top spot. But they'll be acutely aware that the Springboks continue to set the standard they must match. Ireland remained 3rd in the rankings with 88.85 points, maintaining their position as one of the elite teams in world rugby despite not being in action during this particular window. Their consistency over recent years has been remarkable, and they remain well within striking distance of New Zealand, separated by just 2.5 ranking points. The Irish will be watching developments closely as they prepare for their own upcoming fixtures, knowing that any slip-ups from those above them could present an opportunity to climb the rankings. England's 38-18 victory over Fiji at Twickenham saw them hold on to 4th place with 88.06 points, gaining a marginal 0.02 points from the win. The emphatic nature of their victory demonstrated the quality within Steve Borthwick's squad, particularly their ability to score points against a Fijian team known for their attacking flair and physicality. Fiji, despite the loss, remained 9th with 81.15 points after dropping just 0.02 points, still very much in contention within the tightly packed middle section of the rankings, where positions can change rapidly based on results. One of the most intriguing storylines from this round of fixtures was Italy's stunning 26-19 upset of Australia in Udine. The Azzurri produced a performance full of passion, precision, and tactical intelligence to overcome the Wallabies on home soil. This victory saw Italy gain 1.21 ranking points, bringing their total to 78.98 while remaining in 10th position. More significantly, they've narrowed the gap to 9th-placed Fiji considerably, setting up an interesting battle for position in the rankings over the coming months. For Australia, this defeat was a bitter pill to swallow, costing them 1.21 ranking points and leaving them 7th with 81.69 points. The loss raises questions about the Wallabies' consistency and ability to compete with Tier 1 nations, particularly as they navigate a challenging period of rebuilding. Argentina continues their impressive upward trajectory under Felipe Contepomi's guidance, hammering Wales 52-28 in Cardiff to further establish themselves as a genuine force in world rugby. The Pumas gained 0.48 ranking points from this comprehensive victory, bringing their total to 84.30, and they now sit just 2.65 points behind France in fifth. This closing gap is significant, as it suggests Argentina are genuine contenders to break into the top 5 on a permanent basis. Their attacking game has evolved considerably, combining their traditional forward power with a more expansive backline approach that makes them dangerous from anywhere on the field. For Wales, the defeat in Cardiff compounds what has been a difficult period for the Dragons. They remain 12th with 73.57 points after dropping 0.48 points, and the margin of defeat will be particularly concerning for Warren Gatland and his coaching staff. The 52-28 scoreline represents a heavy loss on home soil and highlights the work that needs to be done to return Welsh rugby to competitive levels against the top teams. The gap between Wales and the teams immediately above them in the rankings continues to grow, presenting a significant challenge as they look to rebuild. Looking at the broader picture of the World Rugby rankings, South Africa's 93.06 points after gaining 0.86 from the France victory represents a commanding lead at the top. Their consistency across multiple competitions and their ability to win the big matches when it matters most has been the hallmark of their success. The depth in their squad, the strength of their domestic competitions, and the tactical flexibility employed by their coaching staff all contribute to this sustained excellence at the highest level. The rankings also reflect the competitive nature of international rugby at present, with relatively small margins separating teams from 4th to 10th. England on 88.06 points and Italy on 78.98 points are separated by less than 10 points, meaning that significant results can cause substantial movement in the rankings. This competitiveness makes every test match crucial, not just for bragging rights, but for seeding in major tournaments and the respect that comes with higher ranking positions. Georgia hold 11th place with 74.69 points, representing the leading emerging nation in the rankings. Japan in 13th with 73.25 points, Spain in 14th with 69.12 points, and the United States in 15th with 67.40 points complete the top 15, each nation working tirelessly to close the gap on the established powers of the game. As we look ahead, the Springboks' victory in Paris and their extended lead in the rankings raises the question of just how dominant this team can become. With their combination of experience, physicality, tactical intelligence, and depth, they appear to have set a standard that other nations are struggling to match. For New Zealand, the challenge is clear. Find a way to overcome the Springboks and reclaim the #1 position they've held for so much of rugby's professional era. The stage is set for an enthralling period in international rugby as these giants continue to push